Uphold is paying more than $5 million, but the company is disputing how its CredEarn role is being framed. In the New York Forces story, the pressure point is simple. The settlement resolves customer relief while leaving a public dispute over whether Uphold failed users or was also misled. Uphold says it acted after discovering problems with Cred, while the enforcement action focuses on marketing, insurance claims, and missing registration. The viewer should not treat the number alone as the whole story, because the useful part is who is exposed, what mechanism created the pressure, and which signal shows whether the issue moves from claim to follow-through. The opening read is therefore narrow and concrete. More than $5 sets the scale, while Uphold response tells us what would make the next stage visible. That framing keeps Uphold dispute tied to evidence instead of excitement. CredEarn was promoted through Uphold from 2019 to October 2020 as a safe savings-style product with attractive interest. Cred later collapsed after lending losses, and thousands of customers were left seeking recovery. That baseline matters because it gives the story a factual floor before any reaction builds around it. The strongest confirmed scale marker is more than $5, while 2019 to 2020 adds the context that keeps the event from becoming a vague market talking point. It also explains why Uphold is central to the case rather than background noise, and why the timeline or structure cannot be skipped. Without that baseline, more than $5 can be misread. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. New York Forces turns on the mechanism. Third-party yield promotion creates platform risk even when another company runs the product. A platform can become accountable when its app, claims, and customer access help sell a product whose risks are hidden. That is where a surface event becomes more than a headline. The mechanism explains whether the pressure sits in liquidity, compliance, custody, user access, product design, security, or market structure. In practical terms, the link between settlement split and yield claims is what makes the outcome matter beyond a single announcement or price move. That is the piece viewers can actually monitor. The affected side is CredEarn customers. Affected customers receive a restitution channel, while other platforms get a warning about due diligence on outside yield products. This is the practical consequence. The event can change how people use a platform, how traders read a level, how issuers design products, or how regulators evaluate a risk. The segment keeps that effect narrow because unsupported ecosystem-wide claims would blur the evidence and make the story less useful. The useful question is what CredEarn customers can actually do or observe after this event. The consequence is concrete only where that group is involved. The unresolved piece is whether Uphold's victim argument changes how future platforms present third-party product risk. That does not erase the confirmed facts, but it does limit how far the conclusion can go. The compliance terms, customer notices, and any later public filings will show how the dispute is settled in practice. This is the difference between a strong signal and a completed outcome. Viewers should know which part is established and which part still needs proof. The missing evidence matters because Uphold response can change the interpretation without changing the baseline facts already on the table. That caution matters while the open item remains unsettled. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. The next signal is direct credits to users and any further compliance response from Uphold. For New York Forces, that matters because they separate the settlement's practical relief from the unresolved narrative around responsibility. If that signal appears, the story can move into its next phase. If it does not, the event remains important but unfinished. The clean way to follow it is to track that trigger, not to assume the ending before the evidence arrives. The final readout is intentionally specific. Uphold response is the point where follow-through can be judged. Everything else is context until that signal changes.